Hello, authors, book lovers, and storytellers. Welcome to another session here in Reader's Magnet's featured author interview. My name is Leah, and I am your host for today. With me is one of the Reader's Magnet's featured author, and of course, one of the most valuable author we have here. Let's all welcome Reverend Barbara M. Schobl-Legee, author of the book Revelation: What John Knew. So today, she will be sharing to us what this book is all about, her being an author, and of course, what inspired her to write this book. How are you doing, Barbara? It's good to see you.
I'm fantastic, and it's good to see you too, Leah.
Wow, I like that. You know what? I'm very excited to have this interview with you and, of course, about your book. And I'm pretty sure that you're fans too, as well. So, yep,
Yes.
this is the moment that we've been waiting for. Now, here, before we start with the questions, do you have your book with you right now? Can you show it to us?
Yes, I do. The
Okay,
book
there you
is
go,
right
guys.
here.
Whoa, such an
Revelation,
interesting
what John
cover.
knew.
Right. Now, here, Barbara, I wanted to start with the title. Can you tell us what this title mean?
Well, the title means exactly what it says. I mean, everybody wonders about the book of Revelation because it just has so many different images in it.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Dragons and beasts and so forth. And most people don't understand what they really mean. And this came out of the mostly out of the Old Testament, which John would have known very well. By the time he was on Patmos, the four Gospels had been written, and he might have
Wow.
had the chance to see those or hear them somewhere. But the rest of the New Testament hadn't been written yet. Um, and but he grew up Jewish and
Mm-hmm.
knew everything and a lot of things, not everything, but a lot of things from the Old Testament. And I'm pretty sure that he would have recognized some of those images. And this explains every one of those images out of the Old Testament.
Wow, that sounds really interesting, Barbara. And you know what? I like it because the way I really understand revelation, it's like, revealing to view or to have something to be known. Like, let's say, to uncover something, a disclosure, right?
Mhm.
And I really like how this book was also created using that. Specific information coming from what John really knew. I
Yes.
like that. Now, I also wanted to know, Barbara. I wanted to start with the. Sorry. Can you also share to us, the events that really led you into writing this book?
Okay, back in the day, everybody was so concerned that the world was going to end in 2012 because the Mayan
Mm,
calendar and the Inca calendar, there was a specific Chinese calendar and some others that all ended on the same date, which in our
hmm.
calendar corresponded to about December 20th of 2012. And I did a
Right.
lot of praying over that one. And God showed me, our calendar ends December 31st every year. And the next year we get a new calendar and we go again. And in doing some research, the Inca calendar was a lot of wheels inside of wheels. And as you turned the smaller one, it clicked and turned the bigger one and all the little wheels in between that. So that on the last day of the calendar, you turn it one more click and you're on the first year of the new calendar. So the world didn't really end just because the calendar ended, because the calendar started all over again for another 5,000 years. So just a very unique thing. And of course, as we
Right.
now know, the world did not end in 2012.
Right. It's very mind blowing. This is about the 2012 destruction, right? Because I
Yes,
can definitely remember, things, a lot of news coming out about the 2012 that the world would really end on that specific, date,
right.
year. It's really
Yeah.
somehow it's very it really causes a lot of problems too, troubles from peoples too,
Yes. Yeah.
right? So that was the first time that you have decided to really jot down notes and do some research, out of that curiosity.
Yes,
I like that.
exactly. And
Now here, Mm-hmm.
Go
Sorry,
ahead.
go ahead, Barbara.
Um, yeah, and out of all that um, came some timelines that John would have known about.
Mm.
I also did some research in the timeline for the Middle East and specifically for the Jewish people. And I began to see some corollaries in there that very closely matched some of those images. And of course, in this book, I stopped the history part of it when John would have died at the end of or of that first century or just into the start of the second century. We still don't know how old John was when he died. It's not
Right.
recorded anywhere.
It's still a mystery
Yes,
after all.
yes,
History, mystery, and everything that really needs to be uncovered,
right.
which I know that right now it's still on, let's say it's still a puzzle, right?
Yes, it is.
Yeah. And
Big
here,
puzzle.
I'm very curious as well, Barbara, while creating this piece of creation, is there any most surprising thing that you have discovered while writing this, your book?
There is the message that is there in the sealing of the 12 tribes. And
Mm-hmm.
they go through the names in a specific order. And it's not necessarily in the same order in which these people were born, but each name means something. And in you put all that together, the list that is in Revelation, and it lacks one name from the original patriarch names, and then they added another name. And you'll have to read the book to find out what it is. But then you put the
Mm-hmm.
meanings of all those names together, and you have a beautiful, beautiful prophecy. So, and you'll have to get the
Wow.
book and read it.
Uh-huh, absolutely. That's what really makes the book really, captivating. Now, by that being said, Barbara, that means that you already have that that early experience where you really learned that language had power,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Yeah. Now, you know what, Barbara? I really like with what I am hearing right now, coming from you with all the inspiration, stories behind your book. And I know that those things you've shared earlier, as what I kept saying, this is what really makes the book so captivating. Now, I wanted to ask, what would you like your, let's say your readers to feel after reading your book?
What I would like them to feel is a greater closeness with God, the creator, the triune God, God, Father, Son, and Holy Spirit, because they're all there. This book is a, about the revealing of Jesus Christ, everything he has done and everything he is doing for us and everything he will do for us. And
Wow.
you've got to have that relationship with
Hmm.
Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. And I'm hoping this book will bring everybody closer together. And
Wow, I like that. I so love that, Barbara. I so love that, especially knowing that your book is really advocating for a specific cause and agenda. It really has its own purpose, right?
yes,
And you
yes,
also have other books, right? So I wanted you to also take this opportunity, Barbara, to give them a little bit, let's say, of a teaser, a cliffhanger that would make them also interested to have your other book. Hmm.
okay. Um, One that is at Reader's Magnet right now that they are
Uh huh.
publishing for me is called Trump: Why He Lost the 2020 Election. And he's in a different prophecy.
Mm.
And but God said that he would only serve one term. And you have to find out, read the book. I go through, this is towards the end of the prophecy. And I set out how and why the beginning of the prophecy and the middle of the prophecy has all been
Mm.
fulfilled. And if all of that was said and is true, then what they say about Trump and things after that still all have to be true. And I end this book basically with Biden, the one after Trump. Um,
Wow.
but you'll have to read it and find out, and it's all set out right there and shows you why Trump lost that election and why Biden is in office.
I see. So that
And it
that's
has
really
nothing to
sound.
do with politics.
Uh
Nothing
huh.
to do with politics. Conservative, liberal, Republican, Democrat, independent, nothing to do with any of that.
You really need to have that disclaimer. All right.
Yes,
That
yes,
sounds really interesting, Barbara. I believe that this other book you have is really, let's say, a complete opposite from Revelation,
yes.
but it also has a, let's say, it's still the same thing because again, it's advocating for a specific cause and agenda. Everything has its really purpose, and that's really interesting. So we're gonna check that one as well, Barbara. And
Okay.
yes, again, I wanted to let you know, Barbara, that we really wanted to also say thank you so much because again, me personally, the devotion you have for our one and only, I mean, it really makes this book an inspiring and beautiful work of creation. I mean,
Thank you.
this is truly inspirational. Thank you so much for gracing with us today, Barbara. And all right, yes,
All right.
everyone,
Okay. Thank you
author
very much, Leah.
Barbara Schobl-Legee, author of the book Revelation What John Knew. Her book is available on Amazon.com, BarnesandNoble.com, and yes, you may also follow her on all the social media platforms she have. And again, thank you so much, Ms. Barbara. As we say it here in Reader's Magnet, we share your story with the world. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Leah.